Hi, this is Kevin Conroy, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Welcome to The Pull Bag. Join us as we dig out our latest comics and discuss them with a rotating panel of the GCRN crew. So sit back and enjoy this week's Pull Bag.
Hello and welcome to the Pull Bag. This is episode 54. I am your host, T.O. Mike, and joining me is Steve Megatron. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Slightly agitated.
I didn't do it, folks. Whatever it is, I didn't do it.
Nobody said you did.
Yeah. And this time around, last week we talked about Transformers and Beast Hunters and Dinobots and all that good stuff with Lady Wreck. This week we are...
Scooby Doo.
This is for one of our fans. I believe it was Patrick McGuire. I think it was Patrick McGuire. I forget who posted about it on the Facebook page. Anyway, somebody posted asking us if we were going to look at this or review this as far as what as far as this series goes. And I looked into it. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was pretty cool. No, I'm sorry. It's not Patrick McGuire. It's Patrick Moore. I'm completely sorry. That was my bad. I wasn't looking at it. So, Scooby Doo Team Up. I am getting this digitally. I'm not getting it in print because digital is easier for me with this one. So the way that we're going to talk about this is in 2 chapters. Now, I know that you are frustrated as all hell that one of your least favorite villains is consistently making appearances in DC Comics Bat books. But Scooby Doo Team Up Chapter 1, Man, Bat, and Robin, Part 1.
Ooh.
Like Scoob, I'm tired of this villain.
Written by Sholly Fish. Artist is Dario Brizuela. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I could be wrong. Colorist is done by Heroic Age. Letterer is Sadia Timofonte. The artist, Dario, he is also doing, or he was doing, I don't know if he's still doing it because I haven't been keeping up with it. He was doing new animated adventures for IDW's TMNT. So I like the art in this. I think it's really cool. The story is basically picking up where we left off after the Caped Crusader Caper, which was one of the new Scooby-Doo movies back in the day on TV, because that's where they first teamed up with Batman and Robin. And I love how the art is. I love how all the gang characters look. And they are basically investigating reports of a bat-like creature. And I don't see any bat-like creature, but I do Fred up there. And I love this 2-page spread, but it's you see a giant shadow with a giant cape and blue, and it's the Bat, and you switch to the next page, Man, and Robin. Well, it's not Jimmy Olsen, Robin says. I really love this because this is kind of combining 66 Batman with a lot of the other incarnations of him, but it's pretty much the 66 characteristics, or the animated characteristics. So basically they're on a hunt for Man-Bat because there's a bat-like creature attacking all over the city. And of course, in your standard Scooby-Doo tradition, you have to have Batmen with masks and they're robbing a shopping mall and Batman and I love the image. I don't know what page it is, but the image of Batman and Robin running in because it kind of looks just like the TV show logo. But Batman, what'll we do? We only have one vial of antidote. Let's worry about that after we catch them. I love that. I think that's really, really cool. The art is really nice. It's very reminiscent of the cartoon animation on Batman and Robin and the gang. I think that's great. So the three crooks are caught. And then we leave off with to be continued as the real Man-Bat approaches. What did you think of this first chapter of the writing and the art?
I overall I enjoyed it. I love the quirkiness that the writers brought back to Scooby Doo and having Batman and Robin in there. They gave them kind of a little bit, obviously it's a more polished modern look.
Yeah.
But the way that they portrayed it, it's like time never changed between when they had originally crossed over.
Yeah. That's the coolest thing about some of these comics nowadays that DC is doing with this one and with Batman 66. Even though in this Scooby Doo Team Up, it's saying that it's years later or whatever from the original Team Up on the cartoon series, it's showing you that the old times can still be new again. And that's what I really like about it. Yeah, you're right. It's not your standard animated Batman that you saw in the cartoon films. Robin is pretty much kind of the same. His face is drawn a little bit different, but his costume is the green shorts. And
it's definitely reminiscent of the 60s, 70s live action and animated, and also it's got a nice mesh of almost Batman the Animated Series in there.
Yeah.
Whether with Man-Bat and with Batman's design. Of course, Robin's taken directly out of the old school. But I really do like the aspect of them. You can definitely tell whoever's drawing this definitely has a
love for the characters.
Well, not only that, but a love for Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Because the villains and even Batman to some degree are very reminiscent of the 1992 designs.
Yeah.
And then all of the other characters, those are very reminiscent of like the Mystery Inc. and the old school kind of look. Very polished, very not heavy on the detail, but enough that it's like watching the cartoon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very much so. It's like watching the two cartoons mesh together with the TAS design. And the thing about Man-Bat is he was never like when they did team ups in the new Scooby Doo movies. It was against the main rogues. It was Joker Penguin, Catwoman, Joker Riddler. It wasn't ever Man-Bat. So they had to pick something from there. I love in part 2 here, the beginning of it. Like, why is everyone so uptight? I mean, even I know these guys are fake now. And Shaggy tries to pull off Man-Bat's face, and he's not wearing a mask. And of course, Shaggy gets
taken for a ride.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'll rave you, Raggy. Rut-row. Poor Scooby. Those guys always go for rides. What I'm trying to see is there's the page after where Scoob grabs onto Shaggy's leg, where their Man-Bat's flying off, I think there's supposed to be something that hits Scooby's head, because there's like a clonk little effect there, but there's nothing hitting his head, so that's kind of weird. And of course, Batman to save the day, and of course the criminals are like, psst, now's our chance. While they're distracted, split up and get out of here. But Robin and the gang won't let that happen. And I'm sorry, Daphne throwing... Yeah, I love Daphne. She's a cool character. She's not always the stereotypical what you would think she should be. But her throwing a batarang is just wrong.
On what level?
On every level. It's just weird looking to me. These things curve. Yikes, I'll say they curve. These kids should not be playing with Batman's gadgets. Oh, God. And here's Robin. Pow! Again, the art, the backgrounds, the fact that there are almost like in these action shots here where Robin is getting ready to punch it and you see the pow. There's no background behind him other than a giant color, and I like that. I think that's really cool when you're doing the action shots. And then of course Batman in the next panel kind of leaps up onto Big Boy, Frisch's Big Boy, and basically jumps off the little thing's head and tackles Man-Bat. But overall, the art in this is really, really cool. I really like this because, as you said, it's a mismatch of the old cartoons plus BTAS designs. And it's just really... I love Scooby. Scooby is so hilarious. At the end, he puts one of the Man-Bat masks on. Scare the crap out of Shaggy. But yeah, no, these stories, these digital chapters, I mean, for 99 cents, it's not bad. You know, it's not bad at all. And I did look at the print issue of these two chapters when I was in my comic shop, and I like it. I don't want to deal with ads. That's really the only reason why I'm collecting this digitally. I have absolutely zero interest in dealing with ads.
Makes sense.
Overall, the story about Man-Bat, I really liked it for what it was. You had the classic element of, oh my god, everybody wears masks. Oh my god, this monster is actually real. Everybody help us, you know. What did you think of part 2 overall?
Part 2, I enjoyed it. I love the POW that shows up in there.
Yeah.
You know, the mock mask, the changing back, the little vial thing. It added, again, it's more of BTAS mixed back in with the 70s Batman. And mixed with Scooby Doo. I mean, it's just, you pretty much know what you're getting here, but it's between the designs and just how true they've kept everything. Mm-hmm. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. The writing is solid. There were no, okay, sure, I griped about Daphne throwing a batarang, but the Mystery Inc. kids all of them are curious about everything. So, of course, they're going to do stuff we might think that they shouldn't do. But overall, I just love how fun this series is so far. I mean, I think by the time this episode is recorded and online, I believe Chapter 3 and possibly Chapter 4. I know Chapter 3 is already out. And I think Chapter 4 is out as well, or it will be. And this is just good old-fashioned fun. They just really are. There's no thinking of, oh, who's this villain not going to kill? Who's this villain going to, inject his DNA ha 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 code at the end of a trade? And there's none of that overthinking. This is not meant to be. Sure, the part in part one where they first see Batman and it's this large looming shadow. Yeah, that's kind of meant to be dark, but the rest of it is bright and kind of uplifting, and it's a good, fun comic. And for 99 cents, you can't beat that. You really can't.
Nope.
Are you are you going to be reading more of this series?
Possibly. I was intrigued by might as well tip my hand on this a little bit. I was intrigued by the Scarecrow appearance.
Yeah, that'll be next time when we talk about that. It'll be chapters 3 and 4.
And the fact that it's, again, BTAS design.
Yeah.
So that's... BTAS is a huge draw for me. I know it's nostalgia and all that, but it's a huge draw for me. Anytime I see BTS involved, it piques my interest.
Yep. Now, I'm really interested to see who else they bring in or what else they're going to do, and I'm wondering if this Team Up series is just going to be Batman and Robin with them.
I'm assuming so, but I would like to see them do, other things from the TV show. But I think that they're starting off with Batman because I think they're going to spend this year doing Batman because of the 75th anniversary.
That and because it's DC. I don't know. Well, DC and Warner doesn't Warner have the rights to Harlem Globetrotters and all that other stuff?
I would assume so, only because they own Scooby Doo.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to see if when the next I know chapter 3 with the Scarecrow's out. I'm just waiting to see what chapter 4 is going to have, because at this point Comixology is just saying to be determined. So there's that. But I honestly can't wait to read more of these. They're really fun. And they're meant for everybody. They're meant for people like us who grew up watching it, and they're meant for kids too. I mean, every kid can read a Scooby Doo comic. So, very, very awesome. I realize this has been a short episode of the Pull Bag, but rest assured, next time when Steve and I jump into the Bat Books number 27 issues, we will have a lot to talk about, especially that trade paperback for Detective Comics number 27. Holy crap.
I still have yet to get mine, only because of the blizzard, so
yeah,
I shall have it soon.
Yes. So I think that's going to do it for us this time around. Hope everyone's had a happy new year. We have got plenty of stuff planned for the Pull Bag. Coming up in March, we've got Marvelous March going on. And that's going to be epic. In May, we've got Batman month. In July, we've got Green Lantern month. So it's going to be very, very huge second year for the Pull Bag. Any other final thoughts before we close out?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Thank you for joining us here on the Pull Bag. Make your great escape into comics, and we will catch you next time.
Hey Geekcast listeners, do you ever listen to Punisher Body Count and think to yourself, this show would be awesome if it had less toilet humor and was not about the Punisher? If so, join me, Emily Williams, as I class up the Punisher guys on Dane and Jake Get Classy, or like the Oprah Book Club of comics. You'll hear us discuss famous works like The Dark Knight Returns and The Grove, along with graphic novels no one else is talking about, like Blue Monday and Blankets. You can find us at daneandjakegetclassy.wordpress.com or on iTunes.
You're safe now, Professor Flaky.
But unfortunately, your cowardly captors escaped.
I wish we knew where they were heading.
I know. Poker and Penguin are on their way to Gotham City to steal my invention.
Sir, that's Joker and Penguin. With their tremendous head start, they'll get your invention before we can catch up with them.
Not necessarily. I told them it was at the Hillside Aircraft Company, but it isn't. It's really at the Rutham Gobber Factory. They're the Gotham Rubber Factory.
Holy brainstorms! That was brilliant.
A shrewd stratagem, Professor. To the Batcopter. We'll fly to Hillside Aircraft.
And when those poor, deluded villains arrive, they'll find a reception committee waiting for them. Us.
The elevator's here, Cape Crusaders.
You just heard the latest episode of The Pullbag, GCRN's comic book review podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you were leaving the message for and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. You can send us an email, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter @GeekCastRadio. So until next time, unleash the geek in you.